Hello, you guys. How's everybody doing? How's everybody? We'll stay on for about an hour. How about that? Stop. Because I was on for an hour today, so I'll stay on an hour tonight. Hey, the Black Barbie. I felt like talking about some Memphis talent tonight. Hey, Miss Sherelle. What's going on, girl? Hey, Miss Diane. Hey, Kansas City Chiefette. I was just about to tune into that trial that is going on there. It's a trial going on in Memphis. Really? What trial? That's been well publicized. Well, it's always trials going on, but normally around November they don't even have trials. Hey, Tierney. I can't believe I'm sleepy. She's from out of Memphis? The lady that killed her pastor boyfriend? Was it the situation that happened in Arkansas where she went to Arkansas and killed him some years ago? Y'all, I wonder why people offer their rocker now. People are She's out of Arkansas. Okay, she was out of Arkansas. He's from Memphis. Okay. Okay. I remember that. That happened some years ago. It's just getting the trial. Oh my God, I gotta follow that because I remember that. I definitely do. Yeah, I think that is behind on. Oh yes. You know what? Because at first they was trying to say they thought maybe that his wife was involved. Yeah, it's just getting to trial because they were trying to say they think that his wife was in on it or something. He was a freak of pastor according to the trial. Oh. Mm. Oh wow. I wonder why she come away from Arkansas, Little Rock. She drove 3 hours. Little Rock is about 3 hours. I think Little Rock is 3 hours from Memphis. Somebody help me out. I think Little Rock is 3 hours from Memphis. I remember we used to go down through there to go to Pine Bluff. He was a freakazoid. Oh my God. Is that the reason she lost her mind? Oh my God, that's why she lost her mind. Oh Lord. What she say he was doing? They said it was about 3 hours during. Okay, yeah, it's about 3 hours. When I was working this case in Pine Bluff, this cold case. I always thought that you get to Pine Bluff before you get to Little Rock, but for some reason or another, I think after I started going so many times, I was like, Aren't we going through Little Rock before we get to Pine Bluff? My mind was so. It's, you talking about a town, a city. Shout out to Pine Bluff. Okay, nothing is there. Lord have mercy, nothing. And it was so weird because you'll have a nice house on the street, and then you have it was something. We was working a case where the young lady had been missing for 30 something years after her mother had dropped her off to around the corner to the guy she was working for. Yeah, that case. She had said that he was banging it on her mouth so hard until it hurt and he wanted to get in the bed with others. Oh my God. Jesus. So, do you all think that something is wrong with her? Like, do she seem like she a little off? Well, she got to be off to go kill a man. Did she know he was married? He promised her he was going to divorce his wife and marry her. I think I'm remembering it now. Oh, y'all, I tell you. Lord, lay hands on the sick. I'm talking about the mentally sick. Hey, Joy loves God. She seems smart. Hey, Island girl. Me too, Island girl. I've been working like a dog. When I tell you, I every time my phone go off now, I get scared. I'm like, Lord, please don't let it be another case. Please don't let it be another case. My back hurting now from walking in Orange Mountain today. Anyways, you guys, I want to talk about I want to talk about so yes, you know, he was supposed to be counseling her. Oh, so hey Rachel. Rachel, is this your first time in here? Thank you, Island Girl, for the $20 super sticker. I appreciate it so much. She said Orange Mountain. Oh, she had a master's degree. Oh my Lord. Mm. It's so sad. Yeah, I really get sad when people mess their lives up because they cannot control their emotions. People are messing their lives up because they cannot control their emotions. And that's really sad. And it seems like the older they get, the worse they get. Okay. With not being able to handle themselves. I mean, I know they were saying that he lied to her and made her think that he was going to marry her. As I remember, Thaddeus Matthews said, no, I get on when I have a chance because of my work hours. Okay. Um, I know that Thaddeus Matthews kind of touched on, everything, right? And he had said that he had kind of touched on, he felt like um the wife may have been involved, but evidently she wasn't because she was never charged or anything like that. But yeah, when I used to work in the private sector. I used to. I had this case. Of course, y'all have heard me talk about it before, of the missing young lady, because we aired it. Anyways, you guys, I wanted to talk about Memphis has a lot of unmatched talent. It's basically the hub for talent. I just kind of felt like, um, and I put quite a few people up there because I thought about the producers and stuff. I ain't want to leave Mr. N out. Mr. N is a good producer. Okay, Mr. N has come through, and we did an interview with him on the channel and all of that. It was one of my good interviews, and he has you know um contributed to the Memphis sound. He's one of the ones. Okay, it's so many. I couldn't put everybody up there. Oh my God, y'all! Did y'all look at the thumbnail? Oh my God, I be laughing at myself a lot too. Um, Diane says, I know she was wrong for unaliving him, but her testimony was sad and hurtful. Yeah. Unfortunately, she's not married. What was that lady name? Was it Mary Poppins from out of Memphis? Her name wasn't Mary Poppins. The lady who was married to the pastor, and she took him out, and then she got out. She got Leslie Ballin and Steve Faris, and they got that lady off. Of course, she didn't look like us though. So I don't know if this lady is going to be as successful as she was. Okay. To the jury says that she was able to convince them that her husband pastor was into all types of, kind of like this lady's defense, the sadistic sexual type situations, and she didn't know how to get out, and she was his wife. But see, she was not this man's wife, because I believe that she had said too that he had promised her he was going to marry her, so she's going to look like a jilted lover. Hey, Althea. But anyways, y'all, I wanted to talk about, like, Memphis has a lot of unmatched talent, and I think about, Memphis don't get, yeah, Mary Winkler, that was her. I think she would turn her tears off too quickly during her testimony. I think she killed him because he had been promised her he was gonna leave his wife, and then he might have started cutting her off. And said this ninja think he gonna just turn me out, because folks say that now. That's why I'm kind of scared, y'all, to really date for real, for real. I know I be saying sometimes, that I be wanting to get married, and I do, but I think I just want. I'm gonna give me an old husband, child. He be too, but then okay, so well, I do need him to be able to. Okay, so I don't want him too old, but his mindset. I want somebody that's got a mindset. I can't go to jail. I got too much to lose. I can't go to jail. So therefore, I know that he won't flip out on me or anything like that, because I'm real. I got a smart mouth, but I mainly be playing and stuff. But that's what happened. He broke up with through a disappearing text message. Oh, he broke up with her and she lost her temper. I'm telling you, listen, I be saying that stuff all the time. I mean, most women, you have to think about most women my age and stuff. Like when you start talking about our age, we be talking shit. And but the men that we grew up around they don't take that stuff, seriously and stuff. Like not like these lunatics now. And what gets me is how the men our age want to take on the energy of the younger dudes. Now they wants to be young for some reason. Okay. I guess because they mess with the young girls. some of these younger women because they makes a fool out of them for their $40. Okay, they makes a damn ass out of them, and then they get mad at somebody like me when we tell them sit your old ass down somewhere. Okay, sit down, your knees and stuff popping when you get up because these young girls making a fool out of them, and then they want to hang around with the young guys. Okay, I got a relative. I'm gonna get back into talking about it. Y'all know we all over the place. I got a relative who is about to divorce her husband right now, and she said she noticed he had changed. He started he started working with some young dudes. She said she said his vocabulary changed. And she said my husband, when because me and her pretty close, she said his language, his vocabulary is changing. He's gotten a job where he working around them young boys, and his vocabulary. She said he started saying stuff like, "Yeah, that's a young Nick. He young and turned Nick," stuff like that. And she said he changing. She said it's something going on. I said, well, don't worry about it. His old ass going through a midlife crisis. He'll get over it. And I said, and I got to thinking about when a lot of times when they go through those midlife crises, they go get them a drop top Corvette. They won't cut their hair off. The hair start growing to the back. Okay, their hair be halfway to head. They refuse to cut it off. They'll go buy a Corvette, and if they lose their mind too bad, they'll leave their wife. Okay, they leaves home. Okay, but they get some act right when the wife let them know this ain't that. I'm taking it all. Okay, they'll come back. A lot of times she'll take him back, but she was like, he is his. She said he is. His vocabulary is changing. Y'all, this is a true story. Now, y'all know I when I was out in the I'm an investigator. When I used to do the private, I don't do private work no more, so don't call me, okay? And so I used to do a lot of cases. He said, I'm a barber, they get the mohawk. So I always told my cousins and my family, I will not do any investigative work for my family. Not any extramarital affairs. I will not do it. I never did. My cousin was like, cousin, please. It's something going on with him. I said, I'm not gonna do it. I tried to refer her to somebody else. So he got to acting up. He did. He got to acting up real bad. He got mad, he left. And she was like, he's never left me. He got mad and left. He came back, but he left. And she was really distraught. She was like, I feel like he's doing something. I said, well, let me just say this. I don't like to get into the middle of stuff with family members and stuff because you know, they'll sit up. I know how my family is. They'll tell it. Yeah, that's the reason why crazy. Okay. And then when we sit in at family reunions, they'll mess around. They get back with their husbands, and we sit in at family reunions, and their husband sitting up looking at me all cross-eyed. Okay, so I just didn't want to get in it. But anyways, she was so distraught. I said, well, look here. If he's doing anything, it's gonna be in that phone. She said, you think so? I said, yeah. I said, do you know the codes to his phone? I showed her how to get in it. I don't do that stuff. Now don't ask me. I don't know nothing about it. Okay. And so she found it. And she found it. Okay. He was messing with a girl, and she was 20 years old. Did y'all hear what I say? 20. She was 20. I ran the information. She was 20. And please don't ask me how old he is. Just know he a damn old fool. Okay? 20 years old. And y'all, the stuff that he would, oh, Lord have mercy. Uh-huh. So I don't even know how we get into that. But anyways, to make a long story short, um, she said, oh, she was blowing it. Yeah, y'all, the stuff that they was talking about. Yeah, he was basically a pervert, but she was after money. She was after money. He would say, "What you doing?" Looking at Timu. She liked to order shit from Timu. She was a cheap, okay. She liked to order stuff from Timu. Okay, she was one of them little girls. Nothing. Still looking at want to order my stuff. Looking at my stuff that's been sitting in my Timu basket for a couple of days because I ain't got the money. Whenever it was always about some money now. I mean, they was ordering at work. He was ordering 60 and $70 worth of food, ordering her Ubers and stuff to get back and forth to work because she ain't had no car. So my cousin was right. But I really I did I hate that I got in it because she flipped. Okay. And that mind already wasn't right. Okay. And I knew because I grew up with my cousin. It was never right. She she totally flipped. It really hurt my feelings. It really did hurt me. So because of that, when she would call me at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, cousin, you up? I want to talk. I would get up and talk to her because I felt bad. Because I was like, Lord, I never should have really even revealed that stuff to her. I never should have got in it. But another private investigator would have did it, but they was gonna hit her over across the head with the fees. I'm not asking for no. I'm saying she wanted. Hey, 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 hey. She wanted. She. Hey. She like Timo. Y'all, hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. My dogs be on point. I had some. I was cooking, and I had some corn on the cob on, and when it started overheating, every time my stove starts to like I have something on, I forget that it's on. My dog would start barking. I be loving my dogs so much. They so helpful. They know when danger surrounds me. She said, I'm not asking for no damn Timu. Now, like, Timu, what? I tell you. But anyway, y'all, how we get to talking about that? We're talking about a lot of these older people that's losing their minds. I was telling y'all about my cousin husband. Anyways, it seemed like to me he fell in love with the girl because all he would ever tell, oh, I know your freaky ass. This, I know your freaky. I heard whatever she did to him. My cousin went into that stuff. He lost his mind. He lost his mind. Mm, mm, mm. He did his wife like that. Okay. He did his wife like that. His wife was good to him. They had been together all those years. She picked him up out the garbage can. Okay. That's what she did. She picked him up out the garbage can and washed him off. Mm, mm, mm. I told her, I said, well, listen, it ain't no need in you. Cause she wanted to constantly tell him, she wanted him to feel bad. I said he caught. He's not. He gonna play hard. You don't need to. Don't even tell him how you feel. It ain't even good to let people know how you feel. Really. I said you're not gonna win. Constantly telling him how you feel. He know he hurt you. You ain't got to let him know. He don't need to be able to read you. He don't need to know your emotions. The best thing from this point on is the sneak attack. Everything should be the sneak attack. You surprise him and knock the hell out of him. Every time he turn around, he'll be getting a hit. Boom, boom, boom. You get emotional and tell him, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Mm-mm. You got the upper hand, girl. You better act like it. I think she better now, though. Anyway, y'all, we talking about Memphis rap, okay? It's unmatched, right? Now, I was thinking about all of the talent in Memphis, y'all. I'm sorry, I have not eaten. I baked me some chicken and some corn. And this chicken's so fire. It is. It's so fire. I did cream of chicken. And we have people like Drama Boy and Mr. N. And I know at one time they probably was at odds or whatever, but Mr. N said him and Drama Boy are like brothers. And they have like little, it's like a little family dispute. He said, but he look at Drama Boy as being his brother. You know, he look at him as being his brother. And if you think about it, him and Drama Boy has done some hard beats and stuff like that. Had some really good hits because um Drama Boy. Now y'all know I don't mess with Yo Gotti like that, right? I used to mess with Yo Gotti, but I don't mess with him now since he caused that mayhem in Memphis, right? When it just wasn't necessary. But I was a very big fan of Yo Gotti's at one time because Yo Gotti came from my era. I really did enjoy, his music, even though I wasn't really into rap like that. I enjoyed some of his music, and he had a song called "What Up," and that's one of the ones that I like, other than Five Star Chick that he had. And Drama Boy did that beat. Mr. N, Mr. N said that Drama Boy did that beat for him, and that's what made the song. He probably wrote it too. Okay, shit, because Gotti probably didn't write it. But it's talent like that, and I kind of feel like Memphis producers and a lot of Memphis rappers look at like what Young Dolph was doing. Like Young Dolph was on his way before they interrupted his life to doing exactly what like Master P and all of them was doing as far as like being independent. He was on his way to doing that and helping to create generational wealth. If they had not interrupted his life, it's been 4 years. I think Young Dolph was focused. I think he would have been way far. Okay. And that was the purpose of interrupting his life because they knew that he had a determination he was gonna go far. Aside from like the talent, I think the only thing that stands over my city, like even I put Jessica up there. Yeah, I'm gonna be interviewing Jessica in a couple days. She's coming up on the show. to talk about what she's got going on and all of that good stuff. And I'm always happy to like support people from Memphis. I think the only problem that lies with Memphis is that spirit of jealousy. With all of the talent, God has blessed so many of these rappers and stuff with talent, here, with the talent and stuff that they have, and then that there's a spirit that lingers over the city of Memphis, like a spirit of jealousy. And I think it's really sad. I think it's really sad that you have people from your own city, okay, that look to throw daggers in your back. With all of the talent in Memphis, it's so unfortunate that people have to leave Memphis. Okay. You have some of these people when they leave, they give back, like Jessica, like Young Dolph was giving back. And then you have those like Yo Gotti that don't. Okay. And here's the thing. If they don't want to give back to the city that helped to put them on, they don't have to. But the thing about it is, don't send murder and mayhem back. Okay. You got people like Gangsta Pat, who was who was one of the first. Now I put Gangsta Pat up there, y'all, because Gangsta Pat was one of the first, okay, to go national in Memphis. He was even before A Ball and MJG. Okay. I don't think people give Gangsta Pat his props, okay? Gangsta Pat is real talented. He's very talented, okay? And he's talented. He can play just about every instrument. He comes from that old school where, hey, they had to learn how to do everything basically. And I don't think that people give him his props like they should. Now I do feel like they give A Ball and MJG their props just like they should. They should do that. Okay. But I don't think that people like Gangsta Pat and people like that, I think 3 6 Mafia get theirs. I think they get their props that they should. I'm talking, from around the city and stuff, but even though they do, I just don't think that they get it enough nationally, because people like to come to the South and steal a lot of the swag, a lot of the yeah, a lot of the swag, a lot of the what's the word I'm looking for? Lingo and all of that, and then kind of laugh at the South, like the South is slow and all of that, all while stealing from a lot of these talented producers and rappers and all of that from out of the South, right? What's up, Cypress? From out of the South. So I wanted to talk. I had to talk about that. I was thinking about that. Even those, like that have gone like and got no national shows and stuff. For take Jessica for instance. Hey, I like what Jessica did when she came in. She was very on Love and Hip Hop. Hey, I don't know if she was supposed to be a main character, but she ended up being one, right? She was a major component as it relates to the show. She showed her life. She got married. She had her children. She represented Memphis. Hey, K Michelle, all of them. Like, it's just a lot of talent. It's so much talent that come from out of Memphis, where people have really worked hard and pushed to get to where they are for it to be so much jealousy. And with Memphis being such an impoverished city, I can't understand why when people make it out, they feel like they have to send like hits back and murder and mayhem, especially when you have somebody like a young Dolph or whatever that was really helping people, that was giving back. If you have a love for your city, and everybody should, why on earth would you ever kill somebody that was giving back when you know that Memphis has been in a state of emergency? I'm laughing at a text somebody just sent me. Um, but yeah, when you know that Memphis has been in a state of emergency, in an impoverished city, and you know you got somebody that's giving back, why, you know, why would they do that when a lot of these people, and it was people from out of the hood that did it, you know, or they had been in the hood. So nobody, like I said, has to say to you that a lot of people in Memphis are struggling, have been even before young Doc was killed. Okay, you know, why take him out? Why concoct a scheme to take out somebody that was further helping to solidify a space in history, well on his way to doing major things and signing more people and making them millionaires? Can you imagine if they had not interrupted his life, how much progress he would have made, how many more people he would have signed, how many superstars he would have? You know what I mean? Like it was some more people whose lives he could have touched, more young men and women that he could have changed their lives and their families' lives. So you know, so God is going to, all the people that was involved in doing that, God gonna pay them back. I know we talk about Young Dolph a whole lot, and I know people might say, "Well, why does she talk about Young Dolph?" Because I want to. Okay, it ain't no, I don't have any other way to put it. Because I want to, because I can, and I want to, and I do what I want to do. Okay, that's kind of how it works, right? And so, like I always say with Young Dolph, okay, um, what he, you know, I know that there has to be justice. Okay, I'm talking about all the way across the board. I just know that God has to make examples, because there'll be other young men that come up from out of Memphis that's got the same energy, or whatever it was that Young Dolph had that so many people were scared of, that they felt like they had to kill him if they was after the vision. Okay, normally people kill you because they are afraid of your vision. They are afraid of what you're going to become or produce. And so what ends up happening is, I mean, it's the dream that they want to kill, but they know that they can't kill the dream without killing the person, especially if the person has a determination. That's why Dr. King was killed, right? Dr. King was killed um, because of his dream that he once had and his vision, okay, that he had and he was going to bring to fruition, right? And people were scared of that. So in order to stop that, they knew that they had to kill the man. They would have left him alive if they could have killed the vision that he had for really helping when he woke up to help to bring his people out of that burning house that he felt like he had led them into. Um, but that's what they was after, okay, his vision. And they knew they had to kill the man, and they took a father from his family, okay, without a problem, just like they did with Young Dolph, okay, because of jealousy, because of greed. And it's so hurtful when I see um, and hear about, you know, these young men and stuff, these men that participated in wanting to see this man taken away from his family and his children and his life, you know, and his life. So it's really sad. It really is. So I think, like I said, with all of the unmatched talent, okay, with all of the unmatched talent in Memphis, I think some of the reasons why um, there seems to be a plateau, because it should be limitless. It should be unlimited, right? Especially since God has given the talent. It's the jealousy, right? It's the jealousy at this point. And nobody wants to say it, but it's the jealousy. All right. Like, you have people like, Finesse Two Times. Hey, because I ain't no hater. Finesse Two Times is jacked up. But you can't take away that Finesse Two Times is very talented, right? He's very talented. So Cypress says, shout out to Yo Gotti for being great at what he do, creating real superstars that people actually know and listen to. North Memphis. Cypress, did somebody don't get me started. Cypress, I hope nobody told you to type that in the chat. But hey, shout out to Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti has had songs and stuff. I know he's a fan of the show. Right now it ain't but 53 people in here. He was number one to come up in here, like he always is, right? He was number one. So he was, shout out to Yo Gotti, because at one time Yo Gotti was well on his way. Yo Gotti was well on his way. That's right, Godspeed. Long live Paper Route Frank. That's Young Dolph, in case people don't know. And then he allowed his fear, he took his eyes off of whatever prize, because God had blessed that dude. Okay, Yo Gotti has a distinctive, like when you hear him rap, it's him. He has a unique sound and all of that. Okay, he was not up to par on the business. Okay, Young Dolph was. Okay, so regardless to whether people may feel like Yo Gotti was more talented than Young Dolph or not, it don't matter about the talent if you ain't business savvy. Young Dolph was business savvy, and so he was able to. I don't give a damn how long Yo Gotti was out. Young Dolph was able to obtain more than him, because he knew how to, he understood the bottom line before Yo Gotti did. Okay, maybe Yo Gotti has now at some point. I don't know if he getting $100 million loans. It seemed like to me he still ain't learned shit. That means he's still in debt. The goal is not to be in debt, right? And so, but hey, I like this music. I supported Yo Gotti. I don't hate Yo Gotti. I hate what Yo Gotti has done. Okay, I hate what he has done to his city, and it seems to me he has a hate for Memphis. When he spearheaded, okay, what they did to Young Dolph, it was obvious to me that he had a hate for the city that helped to put him on. Okay, you got to hate your city to pay money to send a bunch of damn fools out to go kill another star in the city. Okay, and and not feel anything and see all the murder and mayhem that came behind it. That was a direct result and effect of his jealousy. I mean, somebody need to say it. Ain't nobody saying it to him. Everybody want to ask him. I guess I to make my own money. I do real good. Okay. I do pretty good for myself. All right. I ain't rich or none, but I do good for myself. But I'm gonna be. I am going to be though. Because I'm gonna keep tapping. Okay. I'm gonna keep tapping until I get it. and I'm about to get it. I'm about to get it. My dad said all you need to do is once you get a foothold. My dad used to always say that, girl, once you gonna keep on messing around, you're gonna get a foothold. And you know what a foothold is? With my dad, they was old fashioned people. Like when you trying to you saddle up a horse and you put a foothold in whatever that is to get up on that horse, so you can get up on the back of that horse and you ride steady and all that. He used to always say, once you get a foothold, you're gonna be unstoppable. It's attainable. It's out there. Okay. A lot of people, fortunately for me, okay, I just keep going because I know, listen, I know I got the talent to get what it is that I want. And I think that's how we got into talking about this, about dating, because I think about that quite a bit. I'm gonna talk about that in a few minutes. I was talking about my cousin, but I just know that if I keep going, I'll have it. I'm not scared of work. I'm blessed to just kind of do what it is that I like doing. Okay. And so to me, it's not even like work to me because I just kind of do what it is that I like. And it brings me money and it brings me happiness. Okay. As tired as I be, you never hear me say I'm unhappy. I'm absolutely not. I love what I do. Okay. I love what I do. Um, I saw Gotti in concert 3 times and I'm in South Carolina. Now I wouldn't go if it was free on my mama. I tell you. Um, okay, Rachel. I'll tell her. Hey, M Rose. And I was thinking about that. I was like, Lord, like I remember I was telling my mama that I was like, I remember a time, like especially like from it coming from the time that we came from, girls were taught, to marry somebody that could take care of them and it's going to be good to you. And my mother used to always say, in your prayers, when you're praying for a husband, make sure, you don't just ask for money and all of that. Ask that he has patience and kindness. My mom used to always say that, make sure you tell God you want for him to have patience and kindness. She said, and I always tell you that because I know a man gonna have to have a lot of patience to deal with you. She said, because I messed you up real bad. She always said that I ruined you real bad. But anyways, but now, women work so hard, like me. I work extremely hard. And I think it's so sad, when you run up on guys. And it's not all guys, okay? Because a lot of guys handle their business and take care of their business. But it's so sad, that women like myself have to be paranoid, um, you got men that be looking for women to take care of them. I don't take care of no motherfucking men. Never have and never will. And I think that it is sad that a man can be comfortable with yeah, I'm gonna try to hit a lick on her. No, you gonna take your ass back and get your ass back in the damn garbage can, bitch. I can't stand for no man to ask a woman to borrow money or to try to come up or try to think he could hit a lick off of a woman to try to, you know, ain't got no issues. I didn't come from that. I grew up around men that took care of their women. Okay, it would hurt their ego to ask a woman for some money. Okay, if you sitting up talking about you need somebody to sign for you a car, that means you ain't on my level. Your credit ain't right. You can't do nothing for me. You can't go get yourself an apartment or a car. You can't do nothing for me. We on two different wavelengths or whatever they call it. Okay, we on two different frequencies. You're not the person for me. But it's so unfortunate that men now don't have issues. Some men, a lot of them, They don't have issues with trying to come up off of a woman or eat off of a woman or asking a woman for money. They feel in they twisted sick mind, they feel like I'm getting over. Yeah, I'm a child. What kind of world do we live in where these Negroes have totally stepped down off of their throne and threw their pride away? They ain't put their pride to the side. They've thrown it away to sit up and try to ask a woman for some money. Nigga, you ain't got no, if you ain't got no gas, I don't want to see you. You ain't got no gas money. Oh, okay, well, I'm going to call you back. Okay, and you blocked. You can't do nothing for me. You ain't even got gas money. Because anybody that get up and go to work ought to be able to have some gas. That means you don't work. And you sure can't say nothing to me if you ain't got no car. You ain't trying to get one. You ain't just had a wreck. You ain't got no money set. You don't know how to save money. Forget not having no money. You don't even know how to save money. Anything you get in your hand, it goes through your hand like water. Women like me, I watch and I pay attention to stuff like that. Okay? So it's really sad. That's why it's insulting to me when a bitch sit up and talk about me ain't now never got no. Let me tell you something. I don't care how I might have had issues with dudes. Okay, because they would cheat and I would get rid of them. They ain't never asked a sister for, they took care of a sister. Whether they were street dudes or if they were not street dudes. They took care of a sister. Okay. Now I be sitting up. That's one of the reasons why I'm really content. Because I hear women say now, I hear men say it. I'm looking at my younger cousins, how sorry they are. Because these women have not been taught that a man is a provider. How they just give these men everything. And so I guess now because I'm a little older, some of these damn fools say, "Oh, she older, yeah, she a sugar mama." You got me fucked up, and listen, I'll send papers to any bitch that ever think that they gonna put out in the street that I gave my motherfucking money away. That's defamation of character. And any fuck nigga that sit up and try to say I gave him some money, they're gonna have to produce that shit if I hear them say it. I don't care how much it costs. I ain't get ready to get no money off of them, but I'm gonna have your ass up in court though. You gonna produce that? You gonna produce it, or I'm gonna keep your ass in court because I got the money. I'm gonna keep your ass in court until you produce it. That means I'm gonna just be draining you because you ain't gonna be able to produce it. Okay? Don't sit up and lie on me for no reasons. That makes me mad as hell. I don't like for folks to lie on me. No, ex Gangsta Pat. Let me tell y'all something. And I ain't trying to put me and Gangsta Pat business out like that. Hey, I like Gangsta Pat. Okay, when we was dating, I liked him. He cheated. He had to go on. He a little sneaky, but Gangsta Pat is a good dude. That's all Pat used to talk about. Baby, what you want? Baby, what you want? Baby, when I get this, I'm gonna do this for you, baby. All that stuff he be putting on Facebook, I just laughs at that because I was with the man. I already know I had my way with that. He was a good man. Okay, that's somebody who was really with me. Okay, that's somebody who was really with me, not some Negro that's lying like he was with me. Because one that was really with me, I already know that I ain't forking out no $600 to no damn man. Okay, and I keep harping on that because I get madder and madder and madder every time I think about them lying on me like that. Okay, That's why I went to see that lawyer. Okay. But I dated real men. They didn't look at themselves as being no simp. Them dudes was happy to be able to take care of their women. Now I see women, well, I'm gonna take the boom boom out to eat. I pay this time, he pay next time. What man want to take a woman out to eat and then have her pay for it? Don't no real men do that. What man want to lay up on a woman and see her struggling? She's struggling and he looking at her, laying up on her. Don't no real man do that. Okay? Real men don't do that. I grew up around providers. Us women were a little spoiled. But hey, I ain't no damn fool either, because I was always taught if he paid the cost, he's the boss. That's the reason why I always say the man is the head. I ain't got no problem with being the neck, because the head don't move without the neck. That's why I tell women, know how to influence your man. You got to know how to influence him. Don't manipulate him, because a lot of women use whip manipulation tactics now. Be turning the man against his kids because they jealous of him with his kids and with his mama. If he got a close relationship with mama, they want to isolate him. People like that got something to hide anyways. Okay, they don't want for somebody to tell him, man, she ain't hitting on shit. Okay, so they try to isolate them so that they can control them. That's the first form of control, isolation. So that's why I say influence the man right. If you can help him to be better, if he got a good, if he got a winner's mind. Hey, what y'all doing over there? If he got a winner's mind and you can help him to be better, get over here. Help him. Okay. But he worked though. Cause you know that you know he got a dream. Little John got a dream. And he want to be a rapper. So I be buying him microphones and all that. Well, little John ain't got no damn dream if he ain't working to get it. How some man gonna sit up and want some woman to give him some money to finance his damn dream? That's sorry. Even if her mind is weak, he ought not be sorry enough to take it. Because you got to be a weak-minded woman to be sitting up giving your money to a man. That's not how it is. And I was saying that to say this now. What the hell you doing? Look, stay off of her back. Okay, because y'all know I don't play that. So you got to be, like I said, move, 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 move. Like I said, I didn't grow up. I didn't see that. What I saw was I saw my dad being a provider. That's what I saw. I saw my dad working hard. He was a provider. I saw my grandfather working hard. When cancer was eating him up, I used to cry every time I talked about it. But I'm better. I'm good now. He's been dead this year. It's been 20 years. I remember when my grandfather, he was real tall and dark and brave. He was real brave. Okay. He didn't say more than 2 or 3 words to you, but he was a hard worker. I remember when cancer was eating my granddaddy up and he had to retire from his job, he would be out in the garden planting food because my grandmother had a garden. He would be out there planting food or, greens or whatever it was. We could not sit him down because all he knew to do was work to feed his family. What has happened? What in the world is going on? Now you got me, I'm give me a woman with so she get food stamps so she can feed me. Why are these men not being taught that they are the damn providers and protectors of their families? What is wrong? Now you got me as soon as their mama take her breast out of his mouth, he trying to go get a woman to take care of him. And a lot of them can't survive without leaning on one. That's when you know you're sorry. And it ain't nothing wrong with me saying that, because if you find yourself in that category, go get I'm sorry. Okay? You if you got the work ethic, you can fix that. All you got to do is say, Lord, I don't want to be sorry no more. I'm a sorry bastard. I don't want to be that. And then you're gonna have to do something about it. Okay? You're gonna have to do something about it. Who was handsome, Island Girl? And Mr. Parker don't count. Mr. Parker had $1 million taste. He had $1 million taste buds. He just didn't have a work ethic. He wanted somebody else to give it to him, and it wasn't gonna be me. Okay. I don't mind building with a man, but I'm not gonna give it to him. I'm not gonna be the primary provider. I don't care who make the most. I'm not gonna be the primary provider. What I need him for. Okay. And I'm not being hateful. I'm just being real. As hard as I work my butt off. I'm constantly doing stuff to make myself better. So to always have revenue coming in, you think I'm gonna let a joker live off of me? You think I'm going as much free Peter? It ain't hard for me to get no damn man. Never have been. Rather, my weight is up or down. I ain't never had no problem. You think I'm gonna get somebody some money? You think I'm gonna beg somebody to go to a hotel when every dude that, even if I don't talk to nobody, everyone that I used to talk to be constant calling, baby, take me back. Baby, take me back. Let's fix this. Here my right hand to the Lord. So I ain't got to pay nobody for nothing. Okay? Because a lot of my exes, even though I don't want them, I'm still pretty cool with. Okay? So I don't have to beg nobody or pay nobody to do nothing. Gangsta Pat was the bomb in bed. Okay. So if I had gotten, I mean, I ain't have to say desperate, but if I was gonna backtrack, it would be him, and I ain't got to pay him nothing. Never have. Okay. So don't play with me. Okay, let me get back into because I start getting mad when I think about these Negroes lying on me. I'm drifting off into a subject I don't need to get in because I'm gonna start getting madder and madder and madder and madder. Okay. But I said all that to say this. I ain't never had to pay no man to be with me. Never will. Okay. I think men don't understand, like, with good women, they appreciate men that understand, okay, what their position is, even if he don't do as well as her. I've dated guys and they once had a whole lot of money, and then whatever happened, it wasn't like that anymore. Hey, it didn't change me. But the thing that made me love him so much was like, dog, his he just, baby, I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna get it back. Don't you worry about nothing. They be sitting there worried about me. Don't you worry about nothing. You ain't even got to worry about nothing. I'm gonna get it back. Like, dog, I love that man. That drive he got, that turns me on. Like, you feel secure in knowing, well, he ain't got it, but he sure gonna get it back. And I believe him because of his work ethic. And so being a good woman, a lot of men don't know, especially when they've been out in the street, they don't know how to legitimately do legitimate business, even though they real smart, business smart, they got a winner's mind. They don't really know how to put it on paper legitimately. That's where a good woman come in at. He take care of me, he good to me, he's kind. He trying to make it right. I'm his woman and I'm gonna help him to make it right. He don't come in trying to jump on your back to take you down. Any man that jumps on a woman back, a man is automatically heavier than a woman. Anything that jumps on your back is going to take you down physically and emotionally and financially. That's why I can't understand how a Negro could feel comfortable with doing it, not unless that's his intention to begin with. Okay? And so a lot of these women better recognize, because there's a lot of good men out there. And believe it or not, a lot of the good ones, they are, especially when they work hard and they trying to build something, they just as afraid as anybody else. Damn, I don't want to bring nobody into my energy that's gonna take me down. Hell, I'll provide for her. He might even think I'll provide for her, but I gotta make sure that she's worthy and that that's not all that she wants. Because trust me, a lot of these women just looking for some damn help, and that's it. And it ain't nothing wrong with wanting help, but their mindset is different. They ain't trying to bring nothing to the table. They just want a man to do it. And if he got it like that, that's one thing. But she, I guess he would want her to love him. No, it's not a real man. Don't no man want to see his woman stressing. So my mother said, you know what? With everything that you do, you will know when a person when God has sent a person to you that is for you, They're gonna come in and start alleviating a lot, helping you with a lot of what you got going on. And they're not gonna get jealous of you. And they're gonna do it for the right reasons and have their own stuff going on. You know, because some people start looking at, she got this going. I can come in and get in on that. That's what they be doing. I'm gonna get in on that. Okay. Pathetic. That's why a lot of women that say, "Well, I'm single and I'm happy," and a lot of men go, and it be a lot of good men. I don't think a lot of these men when they get mad at women when we say, "Look, I'm good. I ain't really even got to be with nobody." All she wants, she call herself strong. She talking about she don't need no man. These men don't know what we go through. All they know is, look, I ain't that type of man. I'm a good man. And, they don't understand what we see and come in contact with on a day-to-day basis. This is why we like that when a motherfucker think you going to buy their cigarettes or that soon as you meet him, can't you loan me $20? You thinking the dude cool. You having a conversation with him because I don't conversate with everybody. The next thing, can you loan me $20? What? What in the, oh my God, are you serious? Are you serious or are you just playing? That's what's out there. These ninjas are disguised, and then unfortunately, because they've dealt with low vibrational women, they think if I could get her to start liking me, she'll give me her money. No, I don't want nothing else to do with you. You ain't getting no money from me. I thought you had some money. You don't want to ask a dude what's in his bank account when you first meet him. Like, oh my God. Okay, so now I know I gotta block him. I'm not getting ready to be arguing with no man about what he did. You blocked. I'm just not gonna answer your phone call no more. I'm gonna block you. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm blocking you. You too sorry to talk to me. Whatever you looking for, I ain't got it. Okay. I don't know why these puppies want to constantly put their heads on my computer. So what we have to do, I'm serious. Like we have to pray about stuff. How we get into, and y'all, I was just messing with y'all about Gangsta Pat, okay? When I said what I said, because a lot of people say, girl, she said that Gangsta Pat, this, and that. He real shy. He probably in the bushes. I was just messing with y'all about that, okay? I don't want to be talking up under the man clothes, okay? We did used to go together, okay? But I was joking when I said that. I was kind of messing with him. Okay. That's right, Island Girl. Like it's a shame. Like it's so, and I'm telling you, like it's so sad. Like you go on a date with a guy. I mean, I don't feel comfortable with. It's so sad. Like I always, okay, let me meet you there. I don't want to get in his car because you don't ever know how crazy they are. I don't want to have to off nobody's damn son. So I'll meet you there. And then, as a woman, you always supposed to take a few dollars, but it's like you have to think about, okay, you don't ever know what's gonna happen. And then you have to think about when you sitting there with the man, because a lot of them are so pathetic. Okay, do he know that we're on the date that he's supposed to buy the dinner? Because some of these men will feel like you supposed to buy the dinner, ask you on a date, or buy theirs. So, I mean, y'all, that's the type of stuff that we are dealing with, and which he gonna have to go back there and wash dishes. Okay, because if he ever think I'm gonna buy his food, he gonna have to get his ass back there and wash dishes and pay that debt off. I pay for mine. If it come down to it, I ain't got it. Can you pay for mine? No, I can't pay for yours, but I tell you what, I'm gonna go and pay for mine. And what you need to do is tell them folks that you could ask them, can you wash dishes, and leave his ass sitting there look like the fool that he is. Okay. He'll be a busboy at night. I'm really just so disappointed, and I know all men are not like that. I'm just really so disappointed with what I see. It is. I'm really just disappointed with what I see. Like I said, even with my ex-boyfriends, I never had that issue. I'm thinking about now, yeah, I got rid of them because they like to cheat. But it was never any issues with no money. I never thought that in this day and age that I've had to deal with a bunch of old ass fools that look for women to try to hit a lick off of women. Sorry. I've never paid for dinner for any man. Well, let me take that back. I remember one time my daughter's dad, my youngest daughter's dad, we used to always, every Saturday, we used to go out. Okay. And this when I stopped liking him. Every Saturday we used to go out. And then like he was like, you always, I always pay for dinner. He was from North Memphis. Okay. I should have left him there. And, and so I'm trying to think the name of the restaurant, Applebee's, I believe. We always go to Applebee's. So, um, I thought about it. I was like, every time we go out, he he never had an issue with it. I think his brother or something got in his ear. It must have been around the time that I had gotten pregnant because I hated him after that. Like the food won but $20. I was like, I'll pay for it. And he felt so bad after I did it. I think he wanted to see if I would do it. I was like, I'll pay for it. And then he let me do it. He let me pay for it, and that was the beginning of the end for him. That's why I cheated on him some more stuff. I hate him to this day for it too. It made me pay that $20. He didn't make me pay it, but he let me pay it. And then he felt bad. It's like, you want your money back. He was like, I was like, no, we good. You pay. You've been paying every time that we go out. You asked me why I've never thought enough of you to buy you some food. I did it. But I mean, I was so mad at him. It was ridiculous. Like, so that was the one time that I did it. He tried to give me my money back. I wouldn't take it. And that was the beginning of the end for him. He was just stupid. But unfortunately, I was already pregnant and I didn't even know it. Chattown Founder says, if a man is, fortunately, I was pregnant because I'm happy that I had my daughter. Let me take that back. And shout out to the people. Shout out to North Memphis. I know I be making jokes about North Memphis all the time. And look, I could talk like that about my child's daddy because he be in the chat too listening. Because he told my daughter he be in the chat, okay? But I used to always mess with him about being from North Memphis. And he was the first, the only, and the last guy that I ever talked to from about North Memphis because he was a little crazy. He was real quiet. He was real quiet. And he had been in the street. He was different. He had been in the street. Him and his brothers were terrible. And I guess he was too. But he was just real quiet with his, like he would be real quiet. Like he would talk. My daughter talks exactly like him. My daughter talks exactly like him because she got that real quiet talk. Mama, that's like a little whiny little talk. And the dudes that he used to hang around in North Memphis, they were terrible. So he had to have been terrible with them. You don't hang around people if you're not like them, okay? Because they was, I don't want to talk about it. But he grew up over there around on Steel Street. I don't know if that's North Memphis. That might have been the Fraser area, but he grew up in North Memphis, okay? And yeah, that was the only time. That was the only time. And I think about it now. I guess it wasn't a problem because uh normally when we would go out, even for his birthday, he would pay for it. I believe that was his birthday. Yeah, because it was around the time I was pregnant. I didn't know it. It was in September. Yeah, around that time. I guess he felt like, why don't you pay for the food and it's my birthday or something like that. But even still, he was a cool guy. He would always try to get me. I mean, like I told him I like bracelets. He was cool too. He actually was not bad. I think about it now, like he was quiet and sneaky and stuff, but he wasn't bad. I was just as bad. I started thinking about that stuff now, and I was just as bad as him because I had a real smart mouth. He had to do like I got pissed off if he didn't do everything I told him to do because he started out doing it. I was just as bad. I can't put everything on him because I was just as bad too. The only thing that he did that was really bad was I caught him cheat. I actually caught him cheating. I told y'all I actually caught him cheating. That dude used to always talk about, if I catch you with somebody, I'm gonna do this, and that. At that time, he was called himself as scared. I guess he called himself was gonna shoot them. Like he was carrying a shotgun, just crazy. I don't know what he thought he was gonna do, but I actually caught him cheating. He was still messing around with his kids' mamas. He was cheating on me with them, and one of them told me. She said, um yeah, I was mean at times. I was mean. So, I mean, he was a cool dude. He was. We really had more fun than not. We had more fun than not fun. So, I'm not gonna. He wasn't bad, but I caught him cheating. And his daughter, his son's mother told me. She said, yeah, cause she at that time it was pagers, and she went through his pager because he had been sneaking over there with her, right? And she said, well, he come over my house like late at night, and this is how she said it, and we be having sex. She told me where she lived at. She lived like off of Getwell. And I remember when she gave me the address, and I was like, I ain't going to nobody's house. But you young and dumb, you would do some stuff. And I thought about it. I remember him saying one night, please let me stay woke. I said, what you trying to stay woke for? I thought you was getting ready to go to sleep. So I had to get up early. And she said he leaves real early because he have to be at work at 6. I got up early that morning. When he said that, I could not sleep. I got up early, and I had that address written down. I went down Getwell. All I know is I went down Getwell, turned on, I forgot what street. It was in the projects, okay, just straight up ghetto. And it was a long street. And I said, Lord, and I thought about it. Once I went down the street, I was like, I don't see his truck. And I said, oh God, I'm tripping. I remember saying, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, I'm tripping. This boy ain't over here. That boy at home in North Memphis. He getting ready to go to work. I almost turned around and went back the other way and left to go back home. I was like, I'm going back to get well and going on down, get well, back to Shelby Drive, go home. I don't know what it was, but something said, go all the way down this street. Go all the way down this street. I went all the way down the street because her house was at a dead end. I went all the way down this street, and I saw his truck sitting in their driveway. I said, oh my God, I flipped out. It was about 6 o'clock in the morning. He never, I said, oh my God. I said, oh my God. Yeah, I flipped out so bad. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, he is really over here. She was telling the truth. And I just thank the Lord because I thank God because my dad had just gotten me a Malibu, a new little Malibu. Okay. If my car had not been so new, as mad as I was, I had thoughts of taking my car and ramming it into his truck. His truck was a lot older than my car, so why would I mess my new car up? Okay, but if my car had been older, I'd have did it. I was just that mad, okay? And so I started knocking on the door. I could hear them in there. I was knocking on the door. I could hear them. I just thank God because she could have did anything to me. She could have killed me or anything. Lord, I thank you. But I was a lot younger, y'all. And so because I wanted him to come out. And I could hear them in there, boom, 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 boom. Because the house wasn't nothing but a little shack, a little shotgun shack. Okay. And I could hear them boom, 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 boom in the house. And so she told me later, I was trying to open the door so you could see him with no clothes on. And she said he was tackling her. She said he was tackling her, throwing her. She said he threw me over the table. I was trying to open the door. They didn't open the door. I'm glad that they didn't. Y'all, this was way over 20 years ago, okay? Because my daughter is my youngest daughter is 24 now. So it's been about that. Okay. But to make a long story short, after I left, he came out. He came out to try to I guess chase me home. Cause she called me. She said, as soon as I got home, she said, bitch, I'm a fuck you up. She called me. She said, he left. He left. I said, did you think he was gonna stay? Of course he left because he was trying to chase me down. I said, look at you. I had to make her feel bad. Oh, I tried to make her feel as bad. I was so mad I didn't know what to do. She was calling me. See, I don't like women to do that. They try to call you and tell you about men so that you'll leave them alone, and which I should have, but I could stay with him out of spite. Um, but then they be constantly laying up with him. So she said, he left. She was mad because he left. I guess she thought, I said, did you think he was going to stay there with you? I said, look at you. You sitting up chasing him, holding all onto his bumper with his nut and shit running all down your face. You done let him do whatever had his way with you. And now he chasing me and you trying to hold on to his bumper. I talked to her so bad it was ridiculous. Oh, it made me mad. But anyways, I got a tennis bracelet that Christmas, and because he was trying so hard to get me back. I wish I had just let him be because I messed around and got pregnant. I don't think I was pregnant at that point. I got pregnant shortly after, but it never should have happened because I couldn't stand him. Because every time we would be sitting looking at a movie or something, and he'll laugh, and I said, "What you laughing at? Is that a movie that you was looking at with her?" Like I was anything that I could do to torment him. That's exactly what I did. I could not stand him. I knew that we weren't going to be able to be together. I could not stand his guts. But he tried. He tried hard. I just could not stand him. I knew it was not going to work. And I feel like he got me pregnant to trap me. And that didn't work either. Yeah, y'all. I just be thinking about the old days sometimes. All of that was an experience, though. And he always say, "You always thought less of me, cause you thought less of me because of my brothers, and you just thought less of me because I was from North Memphis." I said, "I never think less of nobody just because they out of North Memphis." I said, "You just was a gutter rat. You just was whorish, and you was a gutter rat." He'd be cool now though. We was at the hospital about when my daughter had surgery. Our daughter had surgery. She had to have an emergency surgery about a month and a half ago. He hurry up and ran up to the hospital. I was sitting there every time he be looking down but he was always shy. He was looking down when he talking to me and stuff. He always talking to my daughter about some old stuff. I'm like, I don't tell your dad. I don't even remember that stuff. He talking about I did to him, and if he said I did it, I probably did because he always did something, and I would always be on my get back. So I probably did because around that time with him, I had started getting real. I was on my get back. She said he's scared of godmother like a godmother need to come up. I talked to godmother today. I'm gonna see if she want to come up tonight. Let me see if she want to come up. Tonight Thursday. I wouldn't. Okay, she didn't answer. She might call me back. Tonight Thursday. I wouldn't think that she would be out on a Thursday. They go out on Fridays. I think she said on they go out on Fridays and they stay out to like 1 in the morning. On Saturdays they do the all nighter. I don't know how they do an all nighter like every single Saturday. I couldn't even go to a club where I sat in the club all night. I'm trying to figure out what you do at an all night club. They get there at 8 o'clock and then they be there until like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. How can you be in a club that long and not fall asleep? How can you be in a club and not fall asleep at being at 6 or 7 in the morning? Like when I've never in my life gone to a club in Memphis. I went to the Crystal Palace and I went to this one club that used to be over on Mendenhall. And and the girls and stuff was so wild that was in there. I went with a friend of mine. The girl used to be my friend named Angie because she was actually talking to the guy that owned the club. And the girls and stuff in there was so wild. I was like, I could never go back. And when I was sitting there, this guy was sitting next to me. Yeah, this is when I really started to see like people are really weird. This guy was sitting next to me, right? And I had on I had my toes out. And so he was like, don't be alarmed or something. He said, he was like, I have a toe fetish and you got your toes out. So I was, up until that point, I didn't even know people had toe fetishes. Like he was sitting in the club, next to me, lusting at my toes, which was sick. So I never liked going to clubs, and my mama never let me go to clubs, and I didn't like going. And my oldest daughter said to me, she was like, my oldest daughter said to me, I didn't let them go to clubs either. And so, but my oldest daughter has always been a wild card. She always she would always go do stuff behind my back. And she just told me, like, maybe like a year ago, she was like, Mama, you remember you used to tell me you wouldn't let me go to clubs? I said, yeah. She was like, the first time, like, we snuck and went to a club, I dropped them off at the movie, and she had her friend Linda's brother to pick them up from the movie after I dropped them off at the movie down in South Haven, and he went and took them to a party. They didn't go to a club, they went to a house party, which she know I totally would have been against. And she said, I regretted that, mama, because they got the shooting at that party. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. They must have been about 17. And see, I wouldn't even know what went on. They snuck and I dropped them off somewhere. They had somebody to pick them up and take them to a house party. He said, I came in and be respectful, and this is what I get really. But if I say something that isn't nice, then you would say I'm in the wrong. What are you talking about? What are you what are you talking about, Chattown Finest? What are you talking about? Are you talking to me? Chattown Finest, who are you talking to? He said that's 3 times you done that. What are you talking to? Who are you talking to? You said she started off saying she said, what you talking about? You said I started off saying she said when reading my comments. What are you talking about? Are you saying that I'm calling you a woman? I know you're a man. Chattown Finance, I don't even know what you're talking about. Why would I call you a woman? Don't you know all this time that you've been in this chat that I've been knowing that you was a man? So when you typed that up there a few minutes ago, when you said, Tamara, I am a man, I didn't know what you was referring to. I thought you was commenting on something that I was saying and what I was talking about. What are you talking about? I've done that 3 times. I have not called you a woman. I don't know what you're talking about. You heard me just talking about godmother. So how did you make that about you? Chattown Finance, this seems like to me you trying to find a reason to argue with me. Hey, it sounds like to me that's exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to find a reason to get into an argument with me because I don't even know what you're talking about. Why in the hell would I call you a damn woman when I've been knowing what you coming up in this chat? You was a man. Why would I call you a woman? I have not even referred to you. What are you talking about? I'm thinking what all that typing you was doing. I'm thinking you just typing or you talking to somebody else in the chat or whatever. My mind was on Vanessa. Now this man in my chat sitting up talking about I'm calling him, referring to him as a woman. A chat town found this. Ain't nobody like tried to put you up to come into my chat to try to start no arguments with me, have they? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna just say that right now. You said I said it a few days ago. I don't even know what you're talking about right now, Chat Town Finest. To be completely honest with you, listen, I had not even received. You said I'm calling you a woman. I really don't know what you're talking about. Because I was sitting here talking about Vanessa. I just told a story about me and my baby daddy from 20 years ago, and I was saying that all in fun because I've told y'all about that before. And then I called Vanessa on the phone. I just called Vanessa line, and then I said that she be at the club at the all nighter. So I'm trying to understand, what are you talking about? Anyways. Anyways, y'all, what was we talking about before? Vanessa. But like I said, she said that they so Chat Town Finest, even if I said she said, who said that they was scared of Godmother? Is that something that you typed? Is that something that you typed? Did you say that she's scared of Godmother? Okay, so here's the thing about that. You said that Cypress is scared of Godmother. Um, if I said she, Chat Town Finest, Don't you think that it was a maybe a slip up if I said she, if I called you a she? I don't remember calling you a she because I know that you are a man. So why would I call you a she on purpose? Okay. Right. I don't even pronounce some of the words that I say right sometimes when I'm on here. My mind be in so many different places when I'm on here doing commentary. I was thinking about Vanessa. I just called Vanessa while I was on here. I was just talking about my daughter's dad. It was all in fun. Okay, I'm sure people gonna judge me on that ain't got no life, but that was just all in fun. It happened 20 years ago. Okay, but I'm talking about it because I can laugh about it now. My mind was not on disrespecting anybody. Okay. So anyway, y'all, I we were supposed to be talking about Memphis has a lot of unmatched talent. It's basically the hub for talent. It really is the hub for talent. I mean, I got to be honest about it. It is. We have a lot of talented rappers. We got people like Key Glock and Young Dolph, and rest in peace to him. And we've lost a lot of talented rappers like 8 Ball, MJG, 3 6 Mafia, all of these people, like the styles of these rappers are like are unmatched. The lingo of them, like it's just a lot of good music. And I think a lot of people, especially from like up north and stuff like that, get a lot of their inspiration from a lot of the down south rappers. And Memphis plays a really big part of that. The thing I like about what Honeycomb Brazy is doing, Honeycomb Brazy is, I think, I'm sure it's been a lot of talent to come up out of Alabama, but I like how, Brazy has people looking at Alabama. He was doing it before he got locked up. Brazy has come out blazing again, doing the darn thing and really putting his city and his whole state on. Brazy from down there, Alabama. Hey, their lingo is a little different and all of that. I like what Brazy is doing. And it seems like Brazy is moving fast because just like Hitter was saying, people down there in Alabama really want to see Brazy win. And I think if Memphians, with all the talent that's in Memphis, if Memphians had that same energy, uh, man, I think it would be a lot of rappers and stuff that would be so unstoppable. It don't make no sense. But like I said, it's that mentality in Memphis. And it's really sad. And let me just say this. When I talk about, I really want to put this into the atmosphere because I feel like the enemy may be watching to try and start confusion. When I talk about my daughter's dad being from North Memphis, he talks about me being from South Memphis, okay? He does the same thing. It is all in fun, okay? It is all in fun. When I say but I haven't dated another North Memphis guy after him because he was enough, okay? But he did the same thing with talking about me being from South Memphis. He said he never dated a girl from South Memphis, and he never would date another one after me. Okay, now that's what he said, and I say the same thing about him. So I want to put that into the atmosphere. It's a little fun that we make at each other, okay, in case the enemy, want to run with that. That ain't nothing to run with because we have some fun. My dad grew up in North Memphis on Norman Street, okay, and my dad gave back to the people of North Memphis because my dad and them didn't move to Whitehaven until he was 17. Okay, so he had already basically grown up. So his heart was always in North Memphis because that's where he grew up at. And then giving back to the people. That's why all the schools and stuff, when they gave back coats and they bought toys and stuff, he always would go to the schools out in North Memphis because that's where, and give back. After he was elected into his position, he always laced North Memphis up. Always. Seniors and stuff, when they um that paying their light bills and stuff, he always laced up North Memphis, right? Because that's where he grew up at, basically on Norman Street. So I don't, and his cousins and stuff are still in North Memphis. My dad's dad had the majority of them are dead now, but my dad's dad had 10 brothers, and all of them had, so my dad's had 10 brothers and sisters. All of my great uncles and stuff had at least 10 kids. So can you imagine how saturated North Memphis is with my dad's family? And when I get to looking at some of my dad's cousins that I'm seeing and stuff, when my dad passed away, they started reaching out to me on Facebook. And I was like, oh my God, everybody looks alike. We all got them high cheekbones. That's why it's good to know your family. We all got them high cheekbones, dark skin, got the curly hair. Everybody looks just alike. I was like, oh my God, Jesus. And they're right in North Memphis. Okay. They are right in North Memphis. And Chattown Founders, you said who needs a babysitter? What you talking about? Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? Make sure you guys, please. Tamara, have a good night. No beef. I'm leaving because I see someone is trying to bring the devil out, but I would draw nigh to God. Resist the devil and he will flee. May God bless all of us. That's the level I'm on. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. So y'all, Dime Piece is going to be on. Dime Piece is going to be on this weekend, okay? Um, I texted her today, and she's going to be on this weekend. Shout out to Jessica Dime. I'm very proud of Jessica. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Jessica had been coming into my chat. Jessica was just coming into the chat And I remember looking at because I didn't know, because you can't hardly see these pictures on here. And she was just coming into the chat talking when I was talking about Memphis. And she was just a commenting just in the chat. And a few weeks ago, I was looking at her in the chat and she said something. I was talking about the Memphis mayor. And I looked, I said, dime piece. And I was looking at a close up of her picture. I said, I wonder if that's Jessica Dime Piece, the real Jessica Dime Piece. And I clicked on her profile and it went straight to her. It went straight to her profile. I was like, that's Jessica from Love and Hip Hop. She had been coming into the chat, chatting with us. I was like, Jessica's been in here before, just normally, just coming in, just commenting and talking with us. And I didn't even know who she was. She's down to earth, very down to earth. And she was my favorite when she came. But y'all know how I be showing favoritism from every, even though I be talking about the people from Memphis, I be cussing finesse them out and stuff. But I be showing favoritism to the people from Memphis, everybody except for Yo Gotti. Okay, he can't redeem himself because he did the ultimate. Okay, and that's how I feel. But I mean, I'm not gonna say he's not talented because he is talented. But what he did is unforgivable. mm. Says at Chattown did not ask you. So Chattown, when you what? So who you saying trying to bring the mm. Said Chattown did not ask you to add me. You're the damn devil with your messy grown ass. You stand doing BS. Get up. Wait a minute. Let me go back and because I see someone is trying to bring the devil out. Like I don't really know where that energy came from because he says that I was calling him a woman, and I don't know anything about that. I have not seen anybody in here chat town finance that has came at you sideways or nothing. So when you say that people in this chat is picking at you, I have not seen anybody picking at you at all. So um, he said that we trying to somebody trying to bring the devil out of him. I'm trying to understand what is it that's going on where he feels like somebody will want to bring the devil out of him. He said that I called him a woman. I don't remember referring to him as a woman. I absolutely don't. Now he's saying that people trying to bring the devil out of him. I don't understand what's going on. That's why I asked him, did somebody tell him to come in here and try to start an argument with me? Because it came from out of nowhere. I'm still discombobulated. Because he kept saying, when I read his comment, he said, if I start calling you names, you'll say I'm disrespectful. That's what caught my attention. I was like, huh? Calling me names for what? And he's saying he's leaving because some people in here trying to bring the devil out of him. And I don't see where nobody has done anything to him in here. Yeah, because that's weird. That's weird. I just want to live my best life. I don't want to. I don't want to get a call one day that somebody done got up on the panel and talking about me, and I have to pull up on them. I really I don't. I'm talking about in the chat because I ain't gonna pull up on nobody physically. I don't believe in violence or anything like that. I am a non-violent person. Lord, I tell you. This turned out to be really weird. I thought we was in here having fun. Or at least I was. Just talking and kicking shit, basically. Mm, I tell you. I tell you. Mm. Well, it's 10 o'clock. I guess that it's time for me to get off so I can go to bed. Anyway, y'all, listen. I enjoy everybody. I still think we had fun tonight because it was lighthearted for me. We got on here and we, just kind of talked a little shit, and that was that. It wasn't nothing like, I gotta say this because hey, the whole time Chat Town Founders has been in my chat. I mean, one time before Chat Town Finest said, he told me he had an issue with me. He said because when he come into my chat, I don't speak to him. Okay. And what Chat Town Finest and anybody else for the record need to know, understand is that a lot of times when I'm on here, I be in other screens. So if you come into the chat, I might not see you. If I'm in another screen, I'm definitely not gonna see you. Even if I'm talking, I might be in another screen. Victoria's Secrets might have a sale. Macy's might have a sale going on, and it be popping across my screen, and I clicks it. Okay, So I may be on another screen. So sometimes when people come in here, if I don't speak to them, especially right away, I probably don't see them. If the chat is moving fast, so that could be one of the things. And then like tonight, like just out of nowhere, I have, he said that because I was reading his comments, but I didn't think he was directing it at me. I don't know what I thought he was having a conversation with some people in the chat, right? He says that I was referring to him as a woman. So I got to be honest. And I am I'm going to be very transparent about it. For him to come in here and say that when I know that, I know that this is a man. I don't, for the life of me, I don't remember referring to him as a woman. I don't. If I did, like a slip up. I don't remember calling him a woman. He said I did it 3 times tonight. I do not remember that. Why would I refer to him as a woman? So and even if I did it and I don't remember doing it, I'm gonna have to go back and look at the shit myself. But even if I did do it, he should know that it is a slip up or something. I why would I refer to him as a woman? A she. I'm wait a minute. I need to know when he say I did this. I want to pull this up. Hold on, y'all. Because I don't know why I hope nobody has sent him to come up in here to try to start no beef with me. Because that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's how I'm feeling to start a beef in my chat. Uh, After I dropped him off at the movie down in South Haven, and he went and took them to a party. They didn't go to a club. They went to a house party, which she know I totally would have been against. And she said, I regretted that, mama, because they got the shooting at that party. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. They must have been about 17. And see, I wouldn't even know what went on. They snuck and I dropped them off somewhere. They had somebody to pick them up and take them to a house party. He said, I came in and be respectful, and this is what I get really. But if I say something that isn't nice, then you would say I'm in the wrong. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Chattown Finest? What are you talking about? Are you talking to me? Now I'm playing the Chattown Finest. Who are you talking to? Yeah, I rewind it. He said that's 3 times you done that. What are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Y'all, up until that point, I just went and replayed it. Okay. I just went and replayed it. Up until that point, I was talking about like my daughter said that she went to a club, went to a house party behind my back. So I don't even remember addressing him. Like he said, I had just did it. Y'all saw that I read his comment like right after that. I don't know what I don't see where I referred to him as a woman. Y'all see, I just played it back. I don't see where I referred to him as a woman. I just played it. I didn't hear it. Were you all able to hear that? I don't. I ran it back. I was talking about my daughter. And I just played that back while I was on live, so that video is not edited, and I don't edit videos either. So not lives. Anyways, y'all, let me get off of here. I enjoyed you all tonight, though. I enjoyed everybody. So y'all saw me play that back. I ain't referred to nobody as. And I was talking about my daughter. I was talking about Vanessa before that. Then I was started talking about my daughter. Anyways, y'all, I agree, Diane. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here to make sure I ain't got no more assignments to turn in. I'll be back on tomorrow. I love you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.